Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Narito tayo sa press conference ng Philippine Statistics Authority para sa paunang resulta ng September 2024 Labor Force Survey. We are pleased to welcome the press and media partners here with us on-site and online today. Ako po si Nicole Navea, ang inyong moderator for today's press briefing. Bago natin simulan ang ating press conference, gusto naming ipahayag na ito ay naka-livestream sa PSA Facebook page. Updates are also posted on the PSA Twitter X with the hashtag PHEmployment. Ikinagagalak kong ipakilala si PSA Undersecretary Claire Dennis S. Mapa, National Statistician and Civil Registrar General, na siyang mag-uulat tungkol sa mga paunang resulta ng Labor Force Survey nitong nakalipas na buwan ng September 2024. Ating pakinggan ang report ni Yusek Dennis Mapa.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Ang Philippine Statistics Authority mag-uulat ng Labor and Employment Statistics base sa paunang resulta ng Setyembre 2024 Labor Force Survey. Ang pagkalap ng datos para sa Setyembre 2024 Labor Force Survey ay ginawa sa loob ng 18 araw mula ika-9 hanggang ika-28 ng Setyembre 2024. Nitong Setyembre 2024, 11,128 ang total sample households na na-survey ng Philippine Statistics Authority. Samantala, ito naman ay 11,094 total sample households noong Agosto 2024 at 11,156 sample households noong Setyembre ng nakalipas na taon. Sa populasyon ng 15 taong gulang pataas, ang bilang na nasa labor force o mga individual na employed o unemployed ay naitala sa 51.77 million nitong Setyembre 2024. Ito ay mas mataas kaysa sa naitalang bilang noong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 49.93 million at mas mataas din kumpara noong nakalipas na buwan ng Agosto na nasa 51.22 million. Ang labor force participation rate nitong Setyembre 2024 ay nasa 65.7%. Ito ay mas mataas sa naitalang labor force participation rate nitong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 64.1% at mas mataas din kumpara sa naitala noong Agosto 2024 na nasa 64.6%. Nitong Setyembre 2024, ang employed persons o bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo ay naitala sa 49.87 million. Ito ay mas mataas ng 2.21 million kaysa sa naitala noong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 47.67 million at mas mataas din kumpara sa bilang noong Agosto na nasa 49.15 million. Ang employment rate nitong Setyembre 2024 ay nasa 96.3%. Ito ay mas mataas kumpara sa employment rate na naiulat nitong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 95.5% at mas mataas din kumpara noong Agosto 2024 na nasa 96%. Ang unemployed persons o bilang ng mga nasa labor force na walang trabaho o negosyo nitong Setyembre 2024 ay nasa 1.89 million. Ito ay mas mababa kaysa sa naitalang bilang ng unemployed persons noong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 2.26 million at mas mababa rin kumpara noong Agosto 2024 na nasa 2.07 million. Ang unemployment rate ay naitala sa 3.7% o 37 sa kada 1,000 na individual na nasa labor force ang walang trabaho o negosyo nitong Setyembre 2024. Ito ay mas mababa kumpara sa unemployment rate noong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 4.5% at mas mababa rin kumpara noong Agosto 2024 na nasa 4.0%. Ang bilang ng underemployed nitong Setyembre 2024 ay naitala sa 5.94 million. Ito ay mas mataas ng 831,000 kung ikukumpara sa bilang ng underemployed noong Setyembre 2023. Mas mataas din ito ng 460,000 kumpara sa bilang ng underemployed noong Agosto 2024. Ang underemployment rate nitong Setyembre 2024 ay nasa 11.9% at makikitang mas mataas ito kumpara sa naiulat na underemployment rate noong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 10.7% at mas mataas din kumpara noong Agosto 2024 na nasa 11.2%. Kung ang ating datos naman na susuriin ayon sa kasarian, sa buwan ng Setyembre 2024, ang labor force participation rate ng mga kalalakihan ay nasa 75.6%. Ito ay nananatiling mas mataas kaysa sa labor force participation rate ng mga kababaihan na nasa 55.7%. Nitong Setyembre 2024, ang employment rate ng mga kalalakihan ay nasa 96.8% at mas mataas kaysa sa naitalang employment rate ng mga kababaihan na nasa 95.7%. Samantala, 3.2 o 32 sa kada 1,000 na kalalakihan na nasa labor force ang walang trabaho o negosyo nitong Setyembre 2024. Ito ay mas mababa kaysa sa unemployment rate ng mga kababaihan na nasa 4.3%. Sa mga employed na kalalakihan nitong Setyembre 2024, 13.1% sa kanila ay underemployed. Higit na mas mataas ito kumpara sa underemployment rate ng mga kababaihan na nasa 10.2% lamang. Kung ang datos ng pangunahing sektor naman ang ating susuriin nitong Setyembre 2024, ang services sector pa rin ang nanatiling bumubuo sa may pinakamalaking bahagi ng labor force na may 62.8% share. Kasunod dito ang agricultural sector na may 19.9% share, habang ang industry sector naman ay may 17.4% share. Kung ikukumpara ang bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo sa mga subsectors nitong Setyembre 2024 at noong Setyembre 2023, ang mga subsectors na may pinakamalaking pagtaas sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo ay ang mga sumusunod. Administrative and support service activities na may dagdag na 735,000. Tumaas ang bilang ng employed sa call center activities, voice, katulad ng inbound call centers, answering calls from clients by using human operators, automatic call distribution, at computer telephone integration. May pagtaas din sa private security activities na kinabibilangan ng guard and patrol services, armored car services, bodyguard services, polygraph services, fingerprinting services, at security guard services. Pangalawa ay ang other service activities, kasama rito ang repair of computers, personal and household goods, laundry services, domestic services, funeral-related services, and other personal service activities. May dagdag ito na 559,000. Ang may pinakamataas na pagtaas sa sektor mula sa sektor na ito ay ang domestic services, katulad ng maids, drivers, cooks, houseboys, gardeners. Kasama rin ang personal services for wellness, except sport activities at funeral-related activities. Pangatlo, ang wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles na may dagdag na 486,000. Nagmula ang pagtaas sa retail sale in non-specialized stores with food, beverages, or tobacco predominating, katulad ng retail selling in groceries, supermarkets, sari-sari stores, and convenience stores. Nagkaroon din ng pagtaas sa other retail sales not in stores or markets, katulad ng direct sales, door-to-door selling, or through vending machines. Pang-apat, ang Public Administration and Defense Compulsory Social Service, may dagdag na 333,000. Tumaas ang bilang ng may trabaho sa General Public Administration Activities at Public Order and Safety Activities. At panglima ay ang manufacturing na may dagdag na 200,000. Ang pagtaas dito sa sektor ay nagmula sa manufacture of parts and accessories for motor vehicles, manufacture of other miscellaneous articles katulad ng buttons, may pagtaas din sa building of ships and floating structures, manufacture of other electronic and electrical wires and cables, at manufacture of plastic products. Sa kabilang banda, ang subsector na may pinakamalaking pagbaba sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo kung ikukumpara ang Setyembre 2024 sa Setyembre 2023 ay ang mga sumusunod. Accommodation and food service activities may bawas na 242,000. Ang may malaking pagbaba sa bilang ng employed ay mula sa restaurants and mobile food service activities, katulad ng restaurants, cafeterias, fast food, ice cream vendors at mobile food carts. Nagkaroon din ng pagbaba sa short-term accommodation activities na kinabibilangan ng hotels, motels, resorts, apartment hotels at condotels. Pangalawa, ang agriculture and forestry na may bawas na 210,000. Bumaba ang bilang ng may trabaho sa harvesting, threshing, grading, baling, and related activities. Kasama rito ang planting, transplanting, and other related activities. May pagbaba rin ng bilang ng may trabaho sa sektor ng services to establish crops, promote their growth, and protect them from pests and diseases. At pangatlo, ang fishing and aquaculture na may bawas ng 136,000. Ito ay mula sa freshwater fishing, operation of freshwater fish pond, fish pens, cages, kasama rin ang marine fishing at other aquaculture activities. Kung ikukumpara naman ang bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo sa mga subsectors nitong Setyembre 2024 at noong Agosto 2024, ang mga subsectors na may pinakamalaking pagtaas sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo ay ang mga sumusunod. Administrative and support service activities na may dagdag na 642,000, manufacturing may dagdag na 357,000, agriculture and forestry may dagdag na 294,000, other service activities kasama yung repair of computers, personal and household goods, laundry services, domestic services, may dagdag na 235,000 at fishing and aquaculture na may dagdag na 129,000. Sa kabilang banda, ang subsector na may pinakamalaking pagbaba sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo kung ikukumpara ang Setyembre 2024 sa Agosto 2024 ay ang mga sumusunod. Wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles na may bawas ng 597,000, construction may bawas ng 284,000, human health and social work activities may bawas ng 177,000, accommodation and food service activities may bawas ng 173,000, at public administration and defense compulsory social security na may bawas ng 125,000. Sa mga employed, 31.5% sa kanila ang nagtatrabaho o nagninegosyo ng hindi abot sa 40 hours sa isang linggo nitong Setyembre 2024. Ito ay 31.3% noong Setyembre 2023 at 30.2% naman noong buwan ng Agosto 2024. Samantala, bumaba sa 67.8% ang mga nagtatrabaho ng lagpas 40 hours per week nitong Setyembre 2024 kumpara noong Agosto 2024 na nasa 69.2%. Nitong Setyembre 2024, naitala sa 40.3 hours ang average hours worked in a week ng mga may trabaho o may negosyo. Ito ay mas mababa kumpara sa naitalang average hours worked in a week noong Setyembre 2023 na nasa 40.8 hours at mas mababa rin kumpara noong Agosto 2024 na naitala sa 40.7 hours per week. Kung susuriin naman ng employed persons ayon sa class of workers nitong Setyembre 2024, ang wage and salary earners pa rin ang nanatiling bumubuo sa may pinakamalaking bahagi ng employed na may 63.9%. Kasunod dito ang self-employed without employees na may 27.4% at unpaid family workers na may 6.6% share. Ang employers in own family-operated farm o business ang bumuo sa may pinakamaliit na bahagi na nasa 2.1%. Sa bilang na 31.86 million na wage and salary workers, mapapansin na ang nasa private establishment ang may pinakamalaking share na nasa 76.6%. Kasunod dito ang workers sa gobyerno o government corporations na may 14.9% share at mga workers for private household na may 8.0% share. Makikita ang mga workers in own family-operated farm o business ang may pinakamaliit na share na nasa 0.4%. Nitong Setyembre 2024, ang nakapagtala ng may pinakamalaking bilang ng pagtaas sa mga may trabaho o negosyo kung ikukumpara sa Setyembre 2023 ayon sa major occupation ay ang mga sumusunod. Clerical support workers, may dagdag na 640,000. Service and sales workers, may dagdag na 606,000. Skilled agricultural, forestry, and fishery workers na may dagdag na 333,000. Managers, may dagdag na 305,000. At plant and machine operators and assemblers na may dagdag na 237,000. Sa kabilang banda, ang major occupation group na may pinakamalaking pagbaba sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo kung ikukumpara ang Setyembre 2024 sa Setyembre 2023 ay ang craft and related trade workers na may bawas na 244,000. Kung ikukumpara naman ang bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo sa mga major occupations nitong Setyembre 2024 sa Agosto 2024, ang mga major occupations na may pinakamalaking pagtaas sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo ay ang mga sumusunod. Clerical support workers, may dagdag na 648,000. Mga skilled agricultural, forestry, and fishery workers na may dagdag na 460,000. Mga managers, may dagdag na 335,000. Professionals, may dagdag na 148,000. At yung nagtatrabaho, considering elementary occupations, na may dagdag na 131,000. Ang major occupation naman ng may pinakamalaking pagbaba sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo kung ikukumpara ang Setyembre 2024 sa Agosto 2024 ay service and sales workers na may bawas na 954,000. Dito nagtatapos ang aming pag-uulat sa paunang resulta ng Setyembre 2024 Labor Force Survey. Ang Philippine Statistics Authority malugod na nagpapasalamat sa inyong pakikilahok sa press briefing tungkol sa Labor Force Survey. Muli, magandang araw at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Undersecretary Mapa, para sa pagbabahagi ng paunang resulta ng Labor Force Survey nitong Setyembre 2024. At this juncture, we'd like to inform you that we will email the press kits for our online participants and disseminate the same for our on-site participants. For those who would like to ask, please raise your hand to be recognized. For those online, please use the raise hand feature or send your questions via the chat box. Once called, please state your name and organization. We are now ready for your questions. So do you have any questions coming from our on-site participants first? Yes, Ms. Kai.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Regarding the invisible underemployment, so 46.4% yung growth niya from last year. So, what could be the reason for this? Is this seasonal because papasok na tayo ng December and people are looking for additional work?
Tama ka, no? Una, nakita natin, substantial kasi yung parang yung story, substantial nag-participate sa labor force. As I mentioned kanina, yung labor force participation rate year on year ay tumaas ng 1.84 million. Hindi lang yon, yung employed person year on year din, and that is where yung story palagi ng underemployment, di ba, ay tumaas ng 2.21 million. In fact, mas mataas pa yung number niya kaysa doon sa increase. Yung increase in employment ay mas mataas pa kaysa doon sa increase in labor force participation. That's why the number and the percentage of unemployed went down. And then that's the story palagi. If you have a substantial a number of persons entering the labor market and they are employed, unfortunately not all of them are employed na full-time talaga, no, or okay na sila doon sa income. Talagang nakikita natin na tumataas din yung underemployment rate. That's why again in the report, the underemployment rate year on year increased by about 831,000. So yung 2.21 million na pumasok sa labor market na absorb as employed, hindi lahat sila ay full-time. And that's why yung 831,000, ang marami doon ay yung invisible underemployment, no? In fact, substantial, almost all of those are considered as invisible underemployment year on year. Thank you.
Sir, follow-up question lang. Yung regarding the new entrants, could that also be the reason? Kasi double-digit yung growth niya from ng year-on-year tsaka month-on-month.
Okay, yung new entrant natin, yung ating employed year on year, ay tumaas siya ng 200,000. And then ang karamihan dito, 15 to 24, that is actually almost all of them are the 15 to 24, no. So may impact 'yon, but yung mga other individuals that are already before in the labor market na bumalik, yun din ang component ng ating masasabi na kasama sila doon sa underemployed. But yes, I agree na may contribution itong new entrant, particularly itong nasa 15 to 24 na mga close to 200, around 200,000. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek Mapa and Ms. Kai. Any other questions coming from our on-site participants? Yes. Yes, Sir JC.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir,
morning.
follow-up lang dun sa underemployment. For soundbite lang, sir. Tama po ba yung pagkakaintindi ko? Parang dahil magpapasko na at Burmans, mas maraming Pilipino yung naghahanap ng racket. Tama po ba?
Well, ang story lang talaga is that first, you have year on year, you have a substantial increase in the labor market, yung considered as employed, which is about 2.21 million yung ating increase. And siguro para lang maintindihan din natin, kasi ano na ito, mga 3 months na ito, dito sa employed persons year on year, ang karamihan dito actually female workers. No? If you will recall, nung August, ganun din, female workers. Kaya makikita nyo yung ating labor force participation rate of female ay tumataas na. No? So, year on year, yung female workers natin, part nung 2.21 million, ang number nila ay 1.34 million female workers yon. 862, thereabout, ay mga male workers. So, mas marami tayo na female workers na pumasok. Doon sa 1.344 million, 744 sa kanila consider wage and salaried workers. No? So 744. So yung substantial na underemployment pwede doon sa non-salaried workers. So substantial yung pumasok dito sa September na female workers, and that is the reason why nagkaroon tayo ng increase in terms of labor force participation and also in terms of employed. And of course, as a result, yung unemployment rate natin bumaba. But yun, unfortunately, hindi lahat absorb doon sa parang full-time job, no? I'll just give additional information. Yung 744 female workers, for example, 413 sa kanila ay nagtatrabaho sa private households. So ito yung kanina yung service activities like domestic helpers. Additional 291 ay nasa private establishment. At yung 547,000 ay matatawag nating self-employed without paid employee. So ito yung component na pwedeng nag-contribute doon sa underemployment. So yes, of course, because of the holiday season, more wants to work. Kaya tumaas yung ating employment rate in terms of both the rate and the numbers, but hindi lahat na absorb as like full-time, and thus you have also substantial increase in the underemployment numbers and the underemployment rates. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, Ma'am Kai, si Sir JC muna for a follow-up.
Tapos,
Alright.
sir, di ba tumaas po yung employment rate from August to September and even comparing to last year?
Yeah.
But following yung effect po nitong bagyong Christine, may epekto po ba yun at least sa October natin, sa employment rate?
Well, una, may impact talaga yan, ano, kasi normally yung storm nakikita natin may effect siya dun sa agri. Remember yung agricultural sector natin, mga almost 20% of our workers. And doon nakikita natin. In fact, itong ating year on year, napansin natin na may largest drop tayo sa employment year on year in the agricultural sector and forestry, about 210,000, which is substantial. And kasama na rin yung sa fisheries and aquaculture na nagkaroon ng bawas din na 136,000, no? Ito yung nasa freshwater fishing at marine fishing and yung value production lumabas. Value production, agriculture and fisheries today. If you have access, we released the value production in agriculture and fishery for the third quarter, and you will also see that there is substantial drop in the value production sa crops, livestock, and fisheries. So ito nagre-reflect din dito na may bawas tayo. So yung storm talagang may impact 'yon. Ang parang positive siguro dahil October, November, December, and we have seen this in the previous years na mayroon tayong seasonality because of the holidays. So yung mga related naman sa retail trade, accommodation, food service activities, and the like, ito naman yung tumataas. So our expectation based on previous data naman na normally tumataas yung ating labor force participation rate, employed persons, both the number and the rate during the bare months. And I think the data from September is already a positive note, no, na sana tuloy-tuloy ito. But this is what we're seeing usually, the impact of the holidays during this last quarter on the labor market statistics. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yusek. Yes, Ms. Kai, go ahead. Thank you, Sir JC.
Sir, yung sa new entrants, may breakdown po ba in terms of gender and age?
Mayroon, itong ano natin, yung number, ang total nung September, number muna, ano, yung new entrants natin ay 883,000. And 802,000 dito, 15 to 24. So, normally gano'n naman. Marami ang male na new entrants, 15 to 24 is about 445,000, and then 15 to 34 na male ay 57,000. Ang female naman, ang 15 to 24 ay 358,000, at yung 25 to 34 na female ay 24,000. So doon nang nanggagaling sa dalawang age groups na yon ang new entrants. So 883,000 yung total new entrants itong September 2024.
Thank you, Ms. Kai. We have, I think this may be, all right. Let me first acknowledge po yung question we got online from Ms. Irish of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Sir, which sectors recorded the highest employment in September, and what factors might have contributed to the decline in the unemployment rate? This is from Irish of Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Okay, thank you very much, Iris. Yung mga sectors na talagang malaki ang dagdag nila doon sa employed persons year on year. Una, itong administrative and support service activities. Kanina sabi ko nga may dagdag na 735,000. Kung hatiin pa natin ito, yung mga call center activities dito, yung substantial, no, 426,000 out of the 735,000. Kanina na-mention ko rin yung private security activities, yung mga security guards, nagdagdag ng 73,000. At yung landscape and maintenance services, nagdagdag ng 64,000. So yun yung primary. Pangalawa, ito yung kanina na-mention ko rin, yung other service activities na may dagdag na 559,000. At ang karamihan dito ay domestic services. So yung nasa private household, yung mga domestic helpers, gardeners, kanina, sila yung nagdagdag ng 547,000. Pangatlo, yung wholesale and retail trade ay nagdagdag ng 486,000. Malaki rito ay galing sa retail sale of food and beverages, not in specialized stores. So ito yung mga sari-sari stores, convenience store, no? May dagdag na 433,000. So ito yung mga major subsectors na nag-contribute doon sa increase ng employment at as a result, yung ating unemployed number at unemployment rate ay bumaba. At yun nga, kanina sinabi ko na ang karamihan dito ay female workers. Thank you.
Thank you. We can proceed to Ma'am Bernadette for her question. And then we have, I think, additional 2 online.
Good morning, Yusek.
Good
Sir,
morning.
this is perhaps related po dun sa question that was raised by Irish. If these numbers are in any way related nga po doon sa leading to the holidays, could you like give us an idea kung saan may mga opportunities for those who are probably seeking work
Well,
this December? Thank you.
ang malaki talaga sa retail trade. Una 'yon, ano. So yung mga may expectation tayo doon, ano, sa magsisimula sa October yung mga bazaar, 'di ba? Yung mga markets na may mga activities tayo. So in the previous retail trade talaga 'yon, ano, isa 'yon. Tapos yung accommodation services, yung mga hotels, resorts, restaurants. Yun din yung may pagtaas. Supermarkets, no? So mga grocery stores. So normally ito yung mga nag-hire ng mga seasonal workers, no, during the last quarter. So we expect that the numbers and the structure of our labor market in terms of sub-industries dito pa rin talaga magkakaroon ng increases. Thank you.
Sir, but this will improve probably the numbers of the employed or the
Yeah.
unemployed po.
Well, it is both. No? Like in this case, we both saw the numbers of employed persons increasing. Sabi ko nga, yung additional employed persons year on year ay 2.21 million na mas mataas pa kaysa doon sa increase in labor force participation na 1.84 million lang. So ibig sabihin may mga unemployed nung previous year, September 2023, na nakakuha ng trabaho, nakakita ng trabaho ngayong September 2024. Kanina na mention ko, siguro idagdag lang natin yung information pa, no, kasi kanina nasabi ko nga na yung increase in labor force participation ay karamihan nanggaling doon sa female workers, unemployed persons din year on year. In terms of age, nakita na rin namin ito in the previous months and even quarters, yung mga seniors, workers na senior ay tumataas. Both in terms of numbers and in terms of percentage of workers. No? So dito, nakita natin na sa nag-open ng mga retail stores, so dito sila sa industries na ito, ano, services sila, about 200,000 yung increase. Tama ba yun? Services, column CL. That's the increase sa senior. Karamihan sa kanila nasa services, almost 200,000. So those are the demographics in terms of yung mga dagdag sa ating workers, no? Female, and then may substantial contribution yung mga seniors. Thank you.
Sir, to clarify, yung seniors po na 200 plus thousand, is that year on year?
Yeah,
And
year on year. Actually, 384,000 yung increase at 200,000 sa kanila ay nasa services sector.
female lang po ito, sir, yung 200 plus.
Hindi pa. Mamaya, pahimay natin sa kanila.
Sir, isa na lang po.
Ah.
Sir, ano po kayang particular sa services?
Wholesale and retail, 115,000. Transportation and storage, 20. Mga businesses ito. So siguro nag-open sila ng business. Kasi ba kanina, retail trade din, baka nagbukas ng mga sari-sari stores, convenience stores. So doon nanggaling yung substantial increase sa services, 115,000 retail trade. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yusek.
Thank you very much. I think we're down to the last 2 questions po. No? Same 2 questions from Ms. Patricia Lopez of IBC 13. This is on female workers. So it was mentioned po na tumataas ang bilang ng mga female workers. May we know what is the possible reason kung bakit tumataas ang bilang na ito?
Well, we want that. yung labor force participation rate ng mga female workers. So that shows vibrant yung ating labor market. The economy is can absorb more workers and thus itong sa female workers however, sabi ko nga, while the increase is substantial, yung number naman talaga substantial yon, and nakita na natin ito last 3 months pa na may increase. So if you look at year on year, for example, yung total year ng female workers and then their participation rate, talagang makikita nyo na tumataas siya. And that is good. However, of course, the concern na yung sa underemployment, ganon din ano. So we have jobs and we are seeing it. The next challenge, of course, is yung quality of jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Enes. And then the last follow-up question came from Ms. Patricia Lopez of IBC 13 for soundbite. Therefore, with the Bagyong Christine, possible po bang bumaba ang employment rate by next month for October?
We don't really know, but as I've mentioned in the previous years, we have seasonality during the last 3 months ng taon. May impact yon sigurado, particularly sa agriculture, pero ang expectation natin ay mayroon ding positive effect dahil nga holidays doon sa ibang sector naman, no? So pwede na yung gano'n naman ang nangyayari, yung mga nawawalan ng trabaho sa agriculture ay lumilipat sila sa ibang sectors, particularly services. So titingnan pa natin yung result, but I cannot really say na mag-decrease siya kasi nga because of previous experience natin during the months of October, November, December na tumataas talaga yung bilang ng employed persons. Thank you.
We have follow-up questions, so I think we have 2 more from our on-site. Unahin na po natin si Ms. Chloe of Business World.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Inflation picked up in October. Do you think this would have an effect for our October labor force survey?
We don't really see that. No, yung pag-pick up kasi ng inflation noong October, may blip tayo kasi may typhoon, doon siya sa vegetables in particular, ano. Plus of course yung rice dahil may base effect siya nung October last year. So ang expectation natin is that it will slow down again in November and December. So the number is not that high to really say it will have impact on the labor market. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I think last from Sir JC.
Sir, di ba yun nga, tumaas yung employment, tas tumaas din at least month on month yung sa employment sa agri. So, ibig sabihin ba parang naka-recover na from the effects of El Nino? May mga nakabawi na from El Nino?
Well, we cannot say kasi una sa peak nito mga 10 million ito eh. Ngayon nasa mga 8 mga close to 9 lang, di ba? Maabot tayo ng 10 million dito sa agri. Ano pa ito? Hindi pa ito. While we are seeing month-on-month increase, pero hindi pa talaga ito substantial compared doon sa mga dating number of employed persons.
10 million in
In the agri
nawala.
sector, yeah. Mga ganun lang number natin in the previous, no? So right now, makikita naman natin sa value production in agriculture and fisheries na lumabas kanina. So negative tayo dyan year on year. May impact sa crops, particularly palay. And mayroong impact sa halos yung 4 na subsectors natin, 3 negative. Ang isa, ang positive lang yung poultry. We have negative sa crops, we have negative sa livestock, and we have negative sa fishing. So ito yon, nakikita natin dito na dito rin yung may drop sa unemployment numbers natin, or rather sa employment numbers, yung agri, so nandun na yung crops and livestock, saka yung sa fishery sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, if we have additional questions, maybe we can just email them to the Secretariat for the Subject Matter Division po to answer. Now, that closes our Q&A segment. Nais po naming pasalamatan kayong lahat sa pakikinig at pagsali sa press conference para sa paunang resulta ng September 2024 Labor Force Survey. Sana'y patuloy po niyong suportahan ang mga proyekto at activities ng Philippine Statistics Authority, and you may visit our webpage at PSA msa.gov.ph for more updates. Once again, I'm Nicole Navea. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.